Well, it's okay. Hello, hello, hello. SirRocksAlot here. Hope you're having a good day. Got a thumbs up. That's excellent, thank you. I'm sure somebody will pop up in the chat. Hi there. Welcome in. We're going to do, I don't know what we're going to do today. I got lots prepared and probably we'll do a quarter of it. But yeah, hi. I hope you're getting ready for the holidays, or you even started the holidays. We started in our house, trees up. Don't have enough presents underneath the tree yet. We'll have to work on that over the weekend. And I thought we'd come in, cut a few, polish up a few, and then finish a few. And then we might do some side tracks here and there. I did have to come in yesterday, and I noticed in the last live that we did that I could hear my pump pretty loud, and so I had to take the pump to pieces yesterday, and I think it's back together well. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, gonna work on a few little things that I got on sticks that need finishing up. A lot of these are already past the into the third wheel. Hi there, welcome in. Hi Ryan, how you doing today? What have you been working on today? I know you've been working on something. So these ones we've got to about the 600, and then this one I didn't remember. I don't think I did the cerium on this one. Let's see if I can show this one. I wanted to try the cerium a little more, and I couldn't figure out if there was a tiny little crack in this. Where is it? Where am I from? Well, that's really a question for my mum. But no, I grew up in England, and I live in the States. So, hey Stephen, how you doing? Hi Deborah. Carlos, welcome in. So, well, that popped up pretty quick. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's dealing with the family and Santa's requests. I always forget I get to the end of Thursday, and that's the end of the work week for me, and I try to get stuff together for the live and never really know if I've got enough. I forget what that is. I saw somebody put those up the other day, Ryan. I think it's meant to be like Christmas or Christmas color themed or fall themed colors, cabs of choice. I guess I could use a Gatsbyite, couldn't I? It's kind of Christmassy. And then I got the, I need to finish this one off. Needs finished polishing. We got it to one stage, and then I got excited about it. I think we got it to about the 3,000, but I need to take it a little bit more. And I'm not sure if I'm going to cerium that, because as you can see, there's little veins up there. May take the polish in, so I don't want to do that. We'll see. And then I could also just do a piece of Sam's block. That's pretty Christmassy, holiday-y. And but we're going to do a couple pieces real quick. I say real quick, but dirty piece of Kingman, and well, that's pretty early, Karen. You've been up gaming all night, I assume? Maybe? We have some friends over in China right now that are, not so much, my wife's friends are in China right now, and they've been working on a game They went to some convention over there maybe 3 or 4 months ago and got invited back to do the beta on their game. So that's pretty exciting. They've been working on it for years. Maybe I should find something a little more red. But the this one's not bad. It's got the... I don't know if I can turn this into Santa. We used it for Halloween. So I don't think that looks like Santa, does it? It does have that strobe. So I love these little lights. It's not an endorsement. They're from HF. And stick right into your car cigarette lighter. And very handy. So, but they do give off this strobe. So if you have seizures, don't look. And I mean that in the best of way. And where's the guy? Oh, Steve's here. So I had a few comments, Steve, last week. They weren't you, but they were in a joking manner. I could take it. I just didn't know if the people that read the comments would quite understand the humor behind it. So I had to sort of delete one of the messages. I think it was all meant in the best of humor. But yeah, I have to remember it's not just my humor that we're thinking about. I have to think about other people that are watching, and really this is just a lapidary channel and rocks and a little bit of fun. So fire and ice is the theme. I don't know. We'll have to find something a little more icy. I got some icy. Let me think on that. I actually have some jade somewhere. But that'll ruin my... It won't ruin my wheels, but it has some frosty white jade somewhere. I could have... That's kind of icy. Icy with some pretty awesome colors in it. Let's get a little bit closer. So... But I couldn't tell. I don't think that's a crack there. It may be. And... yeah, nice little opal. Hi, my captive. Welcome in. See, I don't, Steve, but I'm not getting recorded, so most of the time. So I have a pretty good sense of humor, and not too many things offend me. So, but you know, I got to look out for other people too. All right, so let's get going. I'm going to start with this. Well, we're going to do gloves. Of course, I chose two pieces that either are pyretized or have some backing on the back. And let's do this real quick. There we go. So yeah, I did have to work on the pump over the last couple of days, because I noticed when we were filming last week that listen to me filming, sounds like I'm a big movie studio. But I could hear my pump in the background, so I tried oiling it some more, and that did not do it. So I took it to pieces and found that one of the leather pads was still extremely dry, even though I've been oiling it for, I don't know, 3-4 months on a pretty regular basis. So you do have to kind of watch that stuff, otherwise it will create abnormal wear. Uh-oh, almost lost it. And you'll ruin your pump, and you have to replace it again. So let me get all this stuff. We're going to go in there. And I'm going to get started on these two, and then we might just move over to the other 3 wheels. So let's get started. As you can hear now, my pump's down. The water is working very well. So I'm going to go straight in. This one is not back, but it is stabilized. Do a little bit of extra light, like that. Good. And that is not quick enough, so we're going to go over back to the other wheel. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the new year. I have a lot of material to go through. Some I have not even unpacked it yet. And then I know in the new year we're going to be cleaning our living room carpet, so I've been having to move a lot of stuff off the shelves and out of the cabinet just so I can get the big carpet up. And I saw a lot of stuff last night that I haven't seen in years. Not years, a couple of them, yeah, maybe a year. And so yeah, I have a lot of material to go through. I have a lot of specimens to show you guys. I've also been thinking about, what do we do when the weather gets so cold that this water that's down in this trough is a little unbearable. So thought we'd do some show and tell videos. Not a bragging video, but some pretty cool stuff that I've picked up over the years. I do have one box. I've been meaning to do it for a while, but I have one box that I got from Dr. Woodruff's estate, and they are unfinished pieces that are already docked, and I would say docked onto sticks, but it's pretty fun. So the guy was from back in the 70s and 80s, 90s, and pretty well known locally and known in the university for entomology. And but the things that he used to stop his stones with is pretty hilarious. There's like eyeliner, eyebrow pens that have old Sharpie pens, really odd stuff. And I have a box that has probably 20 dot stones in. I don't know what all the stones are, but I thought maybe one of the cold days over the winter here we'll bring that box out and go through it. And maybe you guys can help me identify some of the ones I don't know. Just because my name is SirRocksAlot doesn't mean I knows a lot. Alright, so just bringing in the edges, make it nice and smooth. You can see, I don't know if we're going to get anything out of this end here, but we'll try it. Might turn into a very much smaller stone in a second. And sometime over the next few weeks I'm going to change this 80 grit out for a hexagonal 80 grit. So there's a little bit of color there, and I got to get through that, and I don't know if I'm going to get through that little bug right there. Thanks for the thumbs up, everybody. It's not very cold where I am. Not in comparison. Steve's freezing. I think he's probably still got his balaclava on. What was I thinking about you, Steve, the other day? I wasn't thinking about you, but I was thinking about you. In moving that stuff off the shelves, I came across an old high school, I think it's high school, it may be college, yearbook. It was from 1938. I think it was college, a small college, and it was Turquoise. Pretty cool. Has some old funny little cartoons from the late 30s that they put into the yearbook. I've got a really decent spot right in the middle. The rest of it, it's okay. So let's see if I can get a little bit more of that blue out. Hi everybody, welcome in. What else was I going to chat about? Oh, I was looking back at my live. So this is my 40th live, like official live that I've done. My first live was back in April. And I did another one in like May. And then I think I did 2 short ones in June. couple in July, and then I didn't really start doing lives until like August of this year, and then it's progressed pretty quickly. Yeah, it gets a little chilly. This Freckle Cat's been, not that I use it, but she was kind enough to bring me out some hot water last week. It's still here, so she's probably looking for her thermos. We'll get maybe a month or two here that it's below 30. And you can tell who the people are that come down from up north and who are the ones that live here. So some will be wearing winter coats and the others will be wearing shorts. Alright. Let's have a look. Yeah, I'd take some hot too. Let's move this over a little bit. I mean, I don't like to be out in the swampy hot. It helps to have AC, but yeah, I don't like 104 and no AC. And mosquitoes. But I'll take early 90s with AC. Still be able to go fishing and everything. It's not too hot. But I do think about like Australia when they're digging out opal and stuff, and it's like 130, 140 degrees. It's like melting temperature, or gold diggers. Alright. So I guess it's pretty cool. Got that nice splotch going across the face. Oh, I forgot it doesn't like the blue gloves. Yeah, it doesn't like blue gloves. They're kind of the same color, really, isn't it? Let's do this one over here, and then we'll try that piece that I backed. I backed it so long ago, I forget what it is. Yeah, I'm with you, Mike, up here. 62, I start looking at the thermostat. Not Miss Freckle Cat, though. She'll tell you, or she'd rather have cold than hot. I don't know where she is. I don't know if she's cooking cookies tonight. Christmas cookies. She may be decorating. Oh no, she for years took care of a friend's autistic son. And he's in his 20s now. But he's down visiting from New Jersey for the last, I guess the last couple of months, and he's going home soon, so trying to go say hi to him before he leaves. And I've actually known him since he was a young boy as well. So I've seen the amazing work that Miss Freckle Cat's done over the years with him, and where he's progressed to today. It's pretty fantastic, actually. Yeah, Miss Freckle Cat specialed in special education. Hi. and special ed, which is why she ended up with me. But yeah, you can't meet a more patient, kind person, so I'm extremely fortunate. All right. I do. Especially around Christmas. I haven't got rid of last Christmas yet. That's my problem. All right, let's try this piece. I already backed this. I really don't remember what's underneath. So we're gonna have to take this a little bit. Yeah, I'm not too bad. I could be a lot better. Maybe that's what I should do each week on my lives, is do a SirRocksAlot weigh-in. Let's not do that until January, though. Hi, everybody. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good week. Yeah, I keep mine on just in case the world goes the wrong way, and I have to carry a little bit around with me to survive. I got all kinds of excuses. This is an odd piece. Got a lot of different things going on in here. Let's even it up. Bring in a little bit more, because I'm really, really thin down this corner. So let's see if it gets a little bit thicker as we go down. It does a little bit. I need to see how much of a dome we can put on this, if any. See how thin that is right there? That's thin. Really thin. Might be why I didn't cut it, was because it was so thin. Alright. Well, I think I can get something out of it. So now we're going to orient it like that. I'm going to take some of this down so we can even up the edge to that edge. That's some funky stuff on there. I don't mean the backing. Like the little branches that are in there. I don't know what formation that is. So that one's quick. Right. Yeah, I've got all kinds of material to cut. I have some left over from this year, and then I got some new stuff. Still got a little bit of the Blue Moon left. I have some of the Bella left. I have some of the eggshell number 8 that I haven't broken out yet. I have some of the Caramel Mountain, all 3 types. I've got some Fox Turquoise. Got some Marchand Turquoise. I got some Opal. Most of the Opal I've purchased lately is I would put in the B grade. So, sort of beginner parcel area with a little bit of color. and I might just make out some jars that people could use for beginners cutting. They're not small, tiny little chip pieces, so they're actually opal. They just don't have a lot of color in them, and a lot of jelly. So, alright, so we came through the bottom. So this side was pretty thick, this side was really thin, and that's why I backed it. Now we're going to see if I can get some sort of dome to it. Take that front edge down. Let's see if it gets a little bit thicker. And I haven't broken it out. I've got a couple of commissions I'm working on, and then with the holidays and everything, I thought it'd be nicer to break it out come the new year. Really odd stuff. Anybody know what that formation right there is? Really odd looking. This, I've seen all this stuff before, but that I haven't really seen. Like little wormholes. Hi, Mr. Chubby Hubby. Everything is pretty good. It just got better with you being here too, so let's just take this down a little bit. That wasn't being facetious, just quite honest. Nice to see you in the chat. And just running through a few stones here. We have a few that we've taken past the first 3 wheels, so they're ready for the 600, 1200, and 3000, and then a little bit of a polish off. So I think we're going to do this. I have never cut horn coral, and I do have a few pieces from just sandy that I've had for a while, and thought maybe we'd just polish off the face on one of those to see what sort of reds we get. I'm not going to cut it today. Alright, so I got a little bit. Let's move over here. Hey Mozzie. Welcome in, sorry I missed you there. My eye's been funky today. It wasn't just mine. I don't know if it's something in the air or what, but even people at work were like not seeing their screens quite as normally as they would. So I don't think it's just me. Ooh, it's like getting close. That's good right there. We are getting mighty close right there. So I think we can do that. Alright, so just going over the girdle. Evening out the edge of the girdle and the dome. And now Ryan just pulled up the CAD competition that isn't a competition. Over on Discord. I guess it's fire and ice. I could maybe break out an opal. What date are we on? It's the 8th. Oh, we got plenty of time. I'll have to think about that one. Taking off the sharp edge. And I don't know if you guys watch Global Prospecting, but Robert is a very generous guy, and he usually gives giveaways on his channel, but his cutting's pretty great. And he also offers up a lot of Ethiopian and some Australian rough and a whole bunch of other minerals like fluorite and stuff like that. Decent prices. So if you're thinking of maybe getting some specimens for a friend or a loved one, you go check out his website. Well, check out his channel and then you'll see where his website is. So he usually comes on Thursday nights at about, I think 8 o'clock till 10 o'clock. Steampunk, huh? Well, I got enough crap around here, Ryan. I can certainly make I could certainly find something that I can steampunk up. It might be a combo. Am I allowed to use some of the help within the household? Oh, it's a couple of little ideas. I'll have to go. I haven't been on Discord for a little bit. I've just been so busy with holidays and things at home and work. I still have a new boss, and he's survived 6 weeks now, maybe 5. And then we have all kinds of appreciative lunches at work, which is nice. Don't know what to tell you or how to critique this one. It's just definitely different. And I don't know what this formation is. Like little crystalline worms in there. She's tackling it for sure. She's getting much better. She's starting to understand it more. Now she's able to get to the point where some of the sort of tutorials that you find on YouTube that go from like step 1 to 6 all at once, she can understand how they're getting there. I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, it's an ugly oddity. Okay, what are we gonna do? So done that, did that. That one's ready. That one's ready. I could do another piece of green. Oh, let's find the coral. Give me 1 second. Gotta be careful because it's got. Let's do that. So I guess I gotta be careful with addresses and stuff here. So let's see if I can do it. I'm gonna do that. I can kind of do that. So let's do that. That should be fine. And I can't remember which one it is. Some interesting things. So yeah, I was going through the box last night. Or a few boxes last night. Because I'm taking over my son's room as he's moved out. I'm thinking it's permanent, but you never know. Alright, how do we open this thing here? This one is... Let's have a look. That one's kind of cool. That's some of that river jasper. These ones are some rough pieces of Royston. Not big pieces. Not bad in color though. Can I bring that up, or do I need to chop that off? I might chop that one. And let's see this one. Boop. If you don't know Just Sandy, she hasn't been... let's try that one. She hasn't been posting much, but she's done years of posting here on YouTube. And if you want to learn some silversmithing, it's a good place to go. Look at these. I'm not going to cut these, but I'll show them. So this is old school Kingman. I could cut them. I kind of like them like that, so I might put a girdle on them and just leave them naturally like that. That's old school stuff. That's like 30, 40 years ago. That's not the box I was looking for. I know what that is. Let's have a look at this one. I hope this doesn't bore you guys. So that's what we're looking for. Hey there. So yeah, on coral. We're gonna just polish off that top. See what color's in there. All kinds of good stuff in here. Look at that. Nice little pieces of rough. So these are some of the things we're going to get to in the new year. I've got a lot of stuff that I've had for a while, and then I've got a lot of stuff that I haven't even unpacked yet. And while I was in this box, so I see Opal everywhere I look, and I see people just calling stuff meant to be and Cuba PD and Lightning Ridge, and I'm not sure they actually know what they have. When I first started buying Opal, I was fortunate enough, it's the same place I got my machine from, that he was fairly local to us, and I bought a whole bunch of stuff from him on eBay, and then I happened to bump into him, wink wink, say no more, and that's how I ended up meeting him and his wife, and he was a fantastic resource. He's probably in his 80s now, but he used to cut locally for some pretty high-end jewelers, and that's a pretty neat piece that he gave me. But I wanted to show you, so Cuba PD is pretty easy to tell. True Lightning Ridge is pretty easy to tell. But I see a lot of people talking about meant to be, and I'm not sure it's meant to be, even though they may have been told that it's meant to be. But I did have some from my source that I know is meant to be, and it's pretty easy to tell. So meant to be tends to have this concretion around it. And it's usually in thin veins. So pretty thin. This one, he's already rubbed it, and you can see where he's rubbed off that concretion. And what I mean by concretion is this. You don't, let me get closer, sorry. You don't see that much Lightning Ridge or Cuba PD that has this type of concretion on it. I mean, look at the color in this. The other thing about meant to be is a lot of times you'll see fantastic color on the edge. Usually the opal's pretty hard, so you can go pretty thin with it. But you'll see some fantastic color from the edge, and then when you go down on it, the color disappears. This one, you can see it's already crazed some in here, which means it's cracked already. And that's probably just from age. I got a lot of this really cheap. So, but do you throw this away? No, you don't. So I don't know if that, see, it won't break. And I can't throw that color away, and it may just be that those lines have healed. I have to take a closer look. It also tends to have black, really thin veins of black on the outside edges of the vein. And it is mostly vein, it's not knobbied. There may be some pseudomorph, but look at the color on that. So I still got to come down on the top of that. I've had this for a while. And do you need it completely clean? Or are you okay with color like that and a little bit of the vein? I could take that off a little bit, but that's a beautiful stone. So yeah, and that one doesn't have the crazing in it. I forget, I bought an ounce of this, and this piece, let me show you. Well, this is really nice too. Not much there. Sorry for the nails, but I've been working all day. So you see how it's got the concretion on the outside, the black vein, and then the other concretion up here. The thing about meant to be also is because of that concretion, it's very, very hard to mine. They're not really mining anymore. It's now just the indigenous people that are able to mine these areas now. So it fascinates me, in a good or a bad way, whichever way you want to take it, that so many people are coming up with meant to be when it's not being mined anymore. So I've had these pieces, I guess 5 years now. And you can kind of see this one too. Got a pretty hard concretion on it. Really nice color. And then again, it's got that concretey look to it. So we'll do those one day. What I do need to do is wet them. I should have done that a while ago. And then the last piece I got from him, he almost took it back. Fully concretion, and then he saw this little sort of knobby hill on the top here, and he didn't know if he could see reds in it. And then he gave it back to me. But he did want to take it back for a minute, just for a minute. And I don't know if you can see. You see what he saw right there, that little spot. And that's kind of where the silicated water has been dripping, drip, 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 and then filling in a little crack, little seam. Neat stuff. Yeah. There you go. I wonder if I put the price on this. I didn't put the price, but I can tell you that didn't cost me very much. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Let's go back to cutting, which was the main aim of being out here. Oh, I forgot to say. So the other thing about this, our friend was, he took a fancy to Miss Frecklecat because of her wonderful eyes and her vibrant hair and her kind personality and demeanor. So yeah, she got a few freebies. So yeah, I'm gonna try and save that little bump. I am. These are, I have rocks, my Captiva, that's stuck in my head for years, and every now and then they pop back up. I'm literally just gonna take off this top face, just to see what we're dealing with. And yeah, let's try it. Hope you don't mind me just chit-chatting about stuff. Okay, it's pretty. I've never cut this before. I was going to do this for one of the friendly get-together competitions, and then like 2 or 3 other people did it. So I have zero idea on quality, but that looks pretty good. I wanted to see if that color went all the way to the center, or well, let's see. Pretty hard. I'm just gonna round off that top. And then we're gonna go to the middle. It's funny, I just noticed, so it being a new material to me, my senses get heightened about, one, how it looks, but how I hear it on the wheel. So it tells me something about its hardness just from the sound that it makes on the metal. And then I also take in what it smells like. So the smell tells you whether things have been stabilized or not. It may tell you something about the minerals within the stone itself, like if it's got sulfides in it or something like that. And you can smell all those things. Alright, let's have a... So this hasn't seen the light of day in millions of years. It's out of Utah. Not expensive. I think it's hard to get good quality, maybe, because you can't really tell what's inside until you rub it. And this coming from just sandy, I have a feeling it may be pretty nice. And let's have a look. Alright. Horn coral. So it's horn coral. It's fossilized coral out of Utah. I don't have my other phone with me, but it's not super rare. I think the colors could be rare and having a consistent color all the way through. But you know, when you're looking like at that on a picture or an image, I see a nice heart. That's cool. I mean, do you really know what quality that is? I don't. I can see it's got some color here and some color over here, so I would be hopeful that it goes all the way through. Let's have a look. Alright. I'm pretty happy with that. Look at that. That's pretty nice. So let me bring this down just a little bit more. Right there. So you can kind of see the color from there to there. Yeah, and I think, you know, eventually I could just chop it. Boink, boink, boink. I don't know how a boink is a chopping sound, but there you go. So let's just bring that down. And that's all I wanted to do, Ryan, actually, was I'll cut this in the future, like a full cab, and I just wanted to see what we were dealing with. That's really nice. Very happy. So I got a few pieces of this, and now that I see, you know, you can see the color coming through now. It's wet, goes all the way down to the bottom, and that's a really nice start right there. Let's just shine it off a little bit more on this next wheel. So it'll go in the display cabinet for a while. So it made it out of the package or the box after 2 years. And I don't know, this piece is pretty sentimental. I bought quite a few things off of Sandy. But she's such a kind, nice person. Always willing to help you, teach you. sure he wants to pass on her knowledge. And she's a great silversmith. Look at that. That's pretty. I think as you go down, you start seeing the inside of that coral formation from the center out, where it almost looks like a pectolite star. Yeah, it's pretty. And you get some of that and stick it next to some of that, and you're really talking. There's that Mother Earth. It's not Mediterranean coral, but it's a nice color. So yeah, look at those two. Pretty stuff. What do we call them? Spicules? Maybe, Scott. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good evening. How cold are you, Scott? I know you gotta be freezing. I know my mom's been rained on for a while. In good old English weather. Let's bring that down. And so this piece of Royston came from Sandy too. I think it's natural. Don't know how hard it is. Spinnacules or spicules? Let's see what we can get out of this one. Go back in. I'm going to start on this middle wheel, just in case it's soft. It is Royston, so it's pretty soft. So I have to be very wary. Because I have to be gentle. So I think I can do it. I'm just going around the outside to see exactly where my color is. I'm going to have to split this in two or not, so I'm going to be really careful. Did you miss a zero, Scott? Well, we say zero, I should say naught, right? I've been Americanized to a good degree. Some of the time it just makes it easier. Like I was lining up for lunch today and had to ask for tomatoes, but she looked at me like I was a strange alien, so I had to say tomatoes. And then if I say oregano, I'm certainly an alien. And stormy, that sucks. I mean, it can be nice, you know. You get cozied up, you get the fire going. Hopefully the radiator's not knocking. And it gives it that Christmas trolley environment. There's some really nice color. Now, it's kind of grooved in there. And that looks pretty nice that way, but I do have this little notch right here that's got to come out. So let's see if I can take the notch out. I'm going to take this down. It may end up being the back, but I got to get this off anyway. Because it's soft, I may have to go back and back this at some point. I'm going to see if I can get through these wheels. I also have to be careful. So not only is this soft, but it's been dry for a while. And it's not chalky, but I got to be careful that once this water gets into it, it doesn't soften everything up completely. And I actually like that in the middle. It's a basic back to it. And it may be the front, but I'm gonna go, let's take this down, and then we'll decide which way to go. Okay, that's pretty. All right. So, let's see. I'm trying to be quiet because if I start chatting, I'll forget that I'm going to be gentle here. And I'll get a little impatient and push too hard. And that's not the process for every cutter. It just happens to be me when I'm chatting, getting the work week out of my head. Machines sound much better this week, so yeah, I like both sides. I like the almost water webby in it. So I've got a little divot there, and if we switch it over, I have a little divot here, and there we go. Pressing too hard on the wheel again. And I don't think this matrix in the middle here is very stable. So that may even pop out. Hi Beth, welcome in. So I'm going to try and straighten this up on the back a little. So I guess I made my decision of where the back is. Oh, hi Beth. There he goes, boink. So, not unexpected. And it's kind of where you can kind of see where it cracked through. So, not unexpected. Unfortunate, but not unexpected. So let's just clean this beautiful little ring stone up. Hi Beth. You're going to bring me some extra luck here. I can feel it. That's right. So, things happen. I almost talked myself into that one anyway. But when you've cut for a while, you kind of, it's not unexpected for that to happen. You hope it doesn't. I probably could have backed it prior. But at some point down the road, even if that was back, it would have happened. And then you would have ended up with a set stone in a nice piece of jewelry, and one little knock, one little squeeze in the wrong way, and it would form a crack right across the middle of the stone. And you don't want that. I do, Ryan. It happens a lot. We did that number 8 a couple weeks ago, and they ended up with 3 or 4. All right, so let me just get this. And a little bit. It changes my girdle. But it's still a nice stone. Pure stone. So some people hunt for these stones that have this pure color across the top with no matrix. Very nice, actually. I'm just gonna do this one. And I'm gonna have to dot this one up. So I can get the best dome out of it and the best girdle. And yeah. Alright. Oh, somebody got zapped. Yeah, I'm gonna have to dop it. Yeah, I didn't even. We thinking the same way, Ryan. But nice color. I might bring it down just on the edge to get that little dark spot off, and we'll keep it as a nice, clean, true turquoise stone, Royston. Okay. I think that's good. I gotta go through these anyway. Gonna go through that one. Some of these you guys have seen. I need to clean this one up. So I think we're gonna move over to the next 3 wheels. I showed this earlier. I wasn't sure if I have a crack in it, and whether I need to bring it in, but I don't think I do. Ah, there it is, right down there. So you see that little crack on the edge? Not much, but I'm gonna have to bring that in. Alright, so let's move over to the other wheel. Hold on, I hope we're gonna do this without losing you. Hey Claude, how you doing today? I got my package today, Claude, thank you. The Gowan nut's gorgeous. And then anybody else, now that Claude's here, Claude's going to be doing another sale, I think in January, maybe February. If you go over to J&B Rock Pounding's initial sale, an initial video, you will see where to contact Claude if you want. A lot of opal, so I've been buying the big jars at like $30, $50, and $75. And I will tell you that it's got some color in it. It's got a lot of opal in it, and it is. You couldn't buy a beginner's jar of cutting material that is that cheap. It's not even close. So if you've never cut opal before and you want to give it a try, but you're not sure, you don't want to put out a whole bunch of money to figure out if you want to continue to do it or not. It's a great way to get one of those jars, and you can learn everything about parched jelly opal, a little bit of color, sand, everything that you come across when you hit opal. He's also got a lot of other goodies that you may chat about, so. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, so the $50 jar that I got today, I could split into 4 smaller jars, and it would probably be an ounce, maybe even more, 5-6 ounces. And it has real opal in it. It's not just sand. So there is some sand in it, but there's some real chunks of opal in there that you can work with. And there's some that has, you know, some blue jelly in there, and that's kind of fun to try and get that color out and maybe double it out. So for the price, you can't beat it anyway. You can't get it. So here you go. This is one from. Who did this one come from, Claude? This one's a piece. It's not one of your pieces, but a piece we did like 3 or 4 weeks ago. So I have some decent opal too. And then the Yawa nut I got is fantastic. And also, what else did I get? I got the opal, the wheelbarrow. So the wheelbarrow with the opal in the top that's filled, that wheelbarrow is far larger than I thought it was on the video that we saw. I thought it was like a tiny little wheelbarrow. This thing's like 3 inches long. Really nice gift for anybody that's into stones. Yeah, I mean, and you have to understand, opal's a gamble, whatever you're buying. And I'm very happy with everything I bought. I can tell you. To the point I almost want to make a trip. I'm just doing the bottom of that one. So just flattening that out so I can put it on a drop stick. And then I'm going to do this one real quick. Let's see if we can get you... Let me do this. I really need to... oh, that's not working. Nope. I need to bring you down so I can still chat to you guys. There you go. So this one just has a really nice splotch of blue in there. So yeah, they're going to do another sale for sure, I believe, in January. Claude's a really, really easy guy to work with. And there's everything from Yawa nuts whole, Yawa nuts cut, jaws ranging from $30 all the way up to, you know, $200 to a couple of $1,000. So whatever your taste is, I'm pretty sure he's got it for you. Yeah, actually, I think I got some out here. Hold up a second. Let's see. I think I got a little bit out here. Here you go. So, this is some that came out of, I think it was the 75. But you know what? I haven't wet this yet, so I think I might have got a nice jar too. So let's just wet all that real quick and we'll take a peek. So like I'm saying, you've got some color. That's actually probably the better one. It might be the best piece that was in there, but you know, I can make a little stone out of that. And look at the pop on that. So if you get one of those in the bag, you can pretty much pay for your bag. Here's another piece, much sandier. But you never know. So just having this piece right here, you can get some really, really good practice of understanding how to cut opal. And you'll also understand what people have to go through to actually come out with a full stone. Yeah, but this is a bloodstone for it. Look at that. See? So, super color. This isn't going to cut anything, but it's there. Look at the flash on that. So. Yeah, and so this is a great way to also understand um, how to buy stuff. You won't get a chance to get this much of just opal, so that's not going to be anything, but it's a chunk of opal that you can put on a wheel and make shapes out of it, cut it, use it for doublets. Hey Hoss, how you doing today? Hoss will tell you. So Hoss, like me, is fairly new at doing opal. Now this one, that's actually not cracks or crazing, that's actually webbing in there. And it's got a little bit of color to it, and that would be considered jelly, not crystal. What else have I got in here? I just dug these out, but the bluey black potch. Oh, there's something there, isn't there? Look, there's some really, really thin line going through there on top of that gray potch. You can cut something. It won't be your $5,000 stone, but and this is just pure jelly. All right. So just a jelly, got a little bit of black to the back, but there's no color in that. But you can cut something out of that and have like a picture stone to it. Oh, you're welcome. Ah, yeah, Jeff's here. Jeff's everywhere. Travels around the whole country. This piece, I don't know what that is. No, so yeah, not a lot of color, but a lot of stone to work with. Little bits. This one's, sanded through. Maybe there's a tiny one hiding in there. Got some blues to it. Possible upside down witch's hat. There we go. There you go. And some of these you can tell by their weight what's inside, so you can tell that that's heavier than that one, even though they're the same size. So the likelihood of finding something in here is not too hard. Anyway, that was just a quick show and tell. And I brought these out I wasn't going to go live with them actually. I was just going to go through a few pieces and see what we came up with. So back to what we were doing. Let's finish up this piece of horn coral. And this was just opening up a window on this one. I like to open up windows on some of my pieces, and I just keep them for specimens that way. New stock as in the Opal Hoss? No, it's not. It's old stock. In fact, I don't know if you saw my friend London on the sale the other day. I was telling her before the sale that some of the slabs that I got, the boulder opal slabs that I got, are wrapped in newspaper. And it's always interesting to open up so it's old stock. That slab that I bought from Claude was wrapped up in 1996 and hadn't seen the light of day since then. Pretty nice slabs. And a little bit of bluey colored veins in them. A couple of them had some greens in them too. But nice thick slabs to work with great ironstone patterning to them and a little bit of color. But I opened up a few more of those pieces of newspaper, and it was June 1996. The newspaper is the Chronicle. So if you want to look up the Chronicle in Australia back in the 90s, come on. So, Hoss, I don't know what you consider new stock and old stock, but I would say anything prior to 2000 and Y2K would, to me, at this point, be old stock. So well over 25 years. Welcome anybody that's new to the channel. SirRocksAlot is the name, and I come on live usually Thursdays around 5:30, and then Sundays just after lunchtime, about 1:30. Throw up some shorts and some videos during the week, and I try to vary the materials that we work on, although I am a Turquoise and Opal fan. Some of it because of the colors, but some of it because of the material. And look at that, like that's some good color right there. Sorry. Bleeding coral. I'm gonna get in trouble for not wearing my gloves too. Uh-oh. I heard the door. Everybody run. Let's see. It does. And that's it. You know, we put a lot of work into this stuff. The machines, purchasing the materials, protective gear, cleaning, upsetting the neighbors, although I got really good neighbors. Alright, so that's going to be my window on this one. Very happy. Took a pretty good shine too. So you can see over here where it's not completely materialized into that beautiful color, but it's pretty neat. So there's horn coral from Utah. Let's get this guy done. I've been working on him for a while. It's not going well with my stand today. So this was Rainbow Forest Jasper. We did this like a month ago. I just didn't finish it off. But yeah, it was just after Halloween, I think we did this. So about 4 or 5 weeks. I'm hoping to become fully monetized by the end of the year. Not a goal I set out with in the beginning of this year. I had no idea we'd get this far. It's been quite the ride. And I really want to thank you all for being there. Everybody that subscribed, anybody that just pops in, my lurkers, my trolls, thank you. And all you guys that come in and say hi in the chat. We got people from all around the world. It's really neat. I think next we will do is, I am starting to sell pieces, so if people are interested in it, just reach out to me in any of the comments of any of the videos. I see them all. And come the new year, I'll be adding my email into my channel description. I just haven't done it yet because I don't want to get like a $7 check from YouTube and then have to claim it on my taxes. So I'll be lucky if I get a $7 check from YouTube. I'll be chuffed if I get a $7 check from YouTube. But if I get anything that helps with the maintenance of my machine or in purchasing materials, that'll be fabulous. I didn't think I'd get to here for another couple of years, to be honest. Alright. Let's do a dry check. Hi Suzanne, welcome in. Not bad. I mean, we got a few different little areas that they're not going to come out, so they're just little fissures or fractures, natural, and they don't go all the way through. Hey Josh, welcome in. Beth, welcome in. I've seen you. Well, I thought that was you in twice, Beth, but they definitely give them some contrast and context, right? Peaches is good. I like peaches. How about natural accessories? This one's a funny shape. So one of Miss Frecklecat's many talents is baking. She loves baking and decorating Christmas cookies. Enough for the neighborhood, the homeless, my friends at work, not my friends at work, family, everybody. I have some cousins in Australia from back in the day. Not sure why they got sent over there. I didn't know. I don't know if they got sent there. That was just a family joke. I think they worked in the prisons actually. But that's like 150 years ago. And some of my family grew up in India. England, Northern England, United States, Belgium, Wales, probably Scotland too. And mostly anywhere there was a mine, my family came from. So they followed the seams, whether it was tin or coal or whatever it happened to be. And I am actually the first Wow, I never thought about it. I am the first generation that didn't make it down the mine. And now look at me, I'm playing with rocks. That's funny. Yeah. It's hard to make a cab completely clean. So I need some of Meg's help, because one of the commissions I have right now is recutting 2 stones in an inlay ring, or like a, I forget what they call it. It's not just inlay, but it's like a brick inlay of different types of stone, from lapis to opal to mother of pearl to coral. And I don't have one of those forms, and I know, is it Curious Chris has been selling some, I think it's Intarsia holds, I don't know what to call them. Equipment that holds your stones while you're doing Intarsia or inlay. So I do it all freeform. I bet you met everybody. I bet you can tell a story before it even they open their mouth too. I did a lot of hospitality, Suzanne, and you learn a lot about people. And not only did I do hospitality, one of my most fun periods was putting myself through community college, and to do that I worked the graveyard shift in a big hotel in the room service department. So I worked room service in a very large, very expensive hotel from 11 at night until 7 in the morning on the beach. You can only imagine some of the things that I've come across and seen. Sorry, I should have pushed you over. It's amazing how last call for alcohol at 2 o'clock in the morning does not stop at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm not sure how I'm going to polish this one though. Do a quick check. Not sure if that is dry. Let's get dry. Those are going to stay. I have to be really careful about those when I polish. I don't want that to fill up with some sort of polishing agent. That's the same there. So actually I'm pretty happy with that. I don't see any scratches. Okay. Tips are great. I'm not allowed to accept them at my work. We do get offered them, but I don't get. Not allowed to accept them. Let's see. Now I'm going to work on some of the smaller stones. I'm going to be taking pictures as we go along, but there we go. Okay, I need to do this piece. Somebody has requested this piece. Once I get this one finished. Back to the 600 on this one. I'm doing an awful job with the camera today. I apologize. It's almost Christmas. I enjoy seeing family and food. Everybody's a little bit nicer at work. I used to do a lot of weddings too, Suzanne. Working for a catering company. And I don't know, I used to get in a little, I wouldn't get in trouble, but I don't know, I'd end up dancing with everybody on the dance floor. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I never got in trouble for that, actually, but I don't know, maybe it was the accent. I'm a little bit better looking than I am now. Yeah, I'm gonna make this one really nice because somebody did ask for this one. This is some of Sam's block. I feel a little bit right here that needs to be taken care of on that edge. Do it properly. Yeah, I haven't sold a lot of my stones over this last couple of years. I am getting to that point though. For me, I really just started as a hobby and turned into something a little bit bigger than I anticipated, to tell you the truth. And I do have people requesting things now. I'm doing a couple of commissions and people asking about certain stones that I've cut during lives, and I mean, what an honor. I mean, what a compliment. What an honor. And it wasn't until I started cutting stones, so I was probably cutting stones for maybe a year and a half. And my grandfather, who I never met, he passed away just after the Korean War. And he was pretty young. But after the Korean War, he served in the Korean War and the Second World War. And what I didn't know was when he came back from the Korean War was he retired from the military, and then started working in London at a diamond jeweler's, cutting stones, or cutting diamonds no less. And it took my mother all this time. She had never mentioned that to me or my brothers our entire lives. So it's fascinating how your life can come around in circles that you didn't even know you had. Like I was just saying earlier, like I never went down a mine, and here I am cutting stones. So And I would like to get into faceting, but I don't know if I've got room for a new project or the patience necessarily to do it. Have a good night, Claude. We shall probably talk soon. I'm just taking a peek how cold everybody is. Yeah, you too, Claude. Really appreciate you. Thank you. I haven't missed everybody. That's good. Oh yeah, very much smaller than. I mean, I live in a pretty small town, and it's not odd to bump into people from 30 years ago who haven't been here for 30 years. And they're like just visiting for a week or something, and you end up bumping into them. I don't know. I mean, I've bumped into people here that knew people over in Europe that I knew from school. And just in getting into conversations, figured out that we've known the same people even though we're on the other side of the Atlantic. It's really, yeah. You can call it whatever you want. But I don't think it's just coincidence. I'm just checking the girdle here. Because somebody has requested it, I am trying to get this right first time. I'm really just checking my girdle on the edge here, right there, to see that it's pretty even all the way around. And I have a 7 to 11 inch, 7 to 11 inch, that I have a 7 to 11 degree angle on the girdle. I put a Freudian slip. I can see by the amount of people in that it must be coming close to Christmas. And that's okay. We all got lives to lead. I'm just so happy any of you are here at all. Really taking any amount of time with me, I really appreciate it. I got some pretty cool things planned for the new year. I'm not going to change the channel. I may add to it a little bit. I'm not going to get too far off of lapidary. Maybe a bit of silversmithing. Maybe a bit of how I source silver. Especially with the price. I mean, I want to cuss, but you know, the price of silver went over $64 today. That's insane. I'm ready to go back and buy, you know, the silver that I thought was too expensive at the time. And I have got access to one of the local, actually a few of the local jewelers, and I have one friend that has, you know, like a 3D printing machine, and we can do some designs for some of the stones through that. And it's like you use CAD like you would for designing house designs, interior designs. So you can take the stone and take pictures of it in a 3D format, and then you can go into your CAD on the computer and completely design a 3D print to hold the stone, bezel it, bale it, all the above. So I have that access, and then I also have access to a really good rolling mill, and a Durston rolling mill, a really big one, and exactly, Susan, you got it. You have it all right there. And then a few friends and a little bit of family. And so, yeah, I have access to this rolling mill, and I want to see. I also have a little furnace, so I'm going to melt down some ingots, silver ingots, 95 silver ingots out of some of the scrap metal that I have, and then see if I can draw it out with the rolling mill, and then see if we can actually pull it out into some 5-6 foot pieces of half round and square wire. But I haven't even looked at the prices over at Rio in the last couple of weeks. I know when it was hitting 48, you were looking at $70 an ounce for sheet and wire. So with it hitting 64 today, holy moly, $64. Yeah, with $64, it's gonna be 90. It's got to be $90 an ounce. That's insane. Yeah, I like the back too. I love this stuff. I have different types of blocks. If you haven't seen it before, where'd you put it? This is another, same guy, just different blocks. That's a chunker right there. I don't know. And we'll do that. Maybe we'll do that on Sunday. Yeah, 143. That's not bad. We've been going like an hour and 45. We'll probably do another hour or so, maybe half an hour. Hear my pump starting to go again. Hi there, welcome in. Yeah, I think it's that. I mean, there's been a deficit for years. Years and years there's been a deficit. And then with EV and solar power, we're starting to use it again more industrially. And yeah, they've kept their thumb on it for a long time. And then a big reason for it, so it could quickly go back to, early 50s just by gold going up, or even just bringing down the silver gold ratio, which I think is at its lowest in a long, long time. So I think we're down in the high 60s on the silver gold ratio. Now, when I started watching silver, we were looking at, and this is back to early 2000s, maybe 2008ish. The silver ratio back then was in the 40s. So when it went all the way up to 100, it had to come down. I didn't know it would come down as far as it has, though. I was thinking it would be stuck at about 75. Alright, double check everything on here. Very nice. Alright. So this stuff polishes really well with a ZAM too. So we will hit this one with a ZAM. So yeah, I've been following precious metals probably since the mid-90s, well, it's before the mid-90s, it's gotta be the early 90s, I guess. Because I always wanted to buy that silver set back in 1996, I think it was. It's a proof set. But it is probably time to hand a few back into the smelter. Alright. Alright, that one's done. Ready for polish. Let's get this one. It's a nice smoky one. Thanks for the hearts. Go back. There we go. And I don't have background music yet. Like I say, I'm getting pretty close to full eligibility and monetization, and I don't want to screw anything up right off the beginning. Just being a little cautious, maybe overcautious, but okay. So that actually is, those black spots are pyrite, which I hadn't noticed. So look at the little, see all these black spots? They actually have pyrite in them. That's neat. Let's see if this one is on that one too. Alright, well that's a bonus. And then this formation down in here, I'm not sure what that is. Like little wormholes. A very different type of like conglomerate. There's the quartz, the pyrite, the turquoise. Some wormy looking holes. And then you can see where I backed it on the back. Which I should have done with that piece of royston, but thanks for sticking with me. I have zero idea what time it is. I guess it's about, wow, it's almost 7:30. This one you can smell. It almost smells like kerosene or diesel, whatever they stabilized with. a little bit colder out here. Thank you, Beth. So, Suzanne, you've been collecting like 20 years? Yeah. I used to collect in the south of England. We would do holidays, excuse me, at farms and bed and breakfast down around Cornwall and Somerset. And I would always do the fish pools and crab off the docks where the boats would come in and out at the harbour and stuff. And then in the north of England, around Yorkshire and Lancashire, and you can look up the Ribble River. So I fish in the Ribble River too, but we go fossil hunting up in the Pennines, which was pretty neat. Fossil hunting and picking what we call wimberries, which here we're blueberries, of course. But over in North of England they call them wimberries. So I think it's the same family. I wish I had a metal detector back then. Yeah, even like it's not fencing, there's stone walls that separate all the fields in the north of England. And if you take a look at the stones that they built them with, they're all fossil conglomerates and some really neat stuff. Shells and crustaceans, different crustaceans, ammonites. There's a few channels on YouTube that go close to Blackpool, where the slate seams drop off into the ocean, into the Atlantic, and they find some pretty cool stuff there, belemnites and ammonites. We might be related. And I'm not joking, Suzanne. The last house I lived in was in West Sussex. In between Guildford and Horsham. And when I just mentioned the metal detector, I wish I'd known back then, but we lived on the beginning of the longest Roman road in the south of England. And if I'd known that, I would have been... I mean, I knew people used to find stuff in the fields, Roman coins and such, Viking stuff, but a lot more Roman stuff in the south of England than the Viking stuff. And I still have some spots that I'd love to go back to and check out today. No, you don't. We were just saying how small the world is. Very small place. We went from Australia back to England, and now we're in the same county. And I still have a family there, one county over. In fact, I really should be heir to West Sussex instead of the two that we have over here. But I gotta be careful what I say, I'll get in trouble. Turning over a little bit more, sorry about that. That's cool. What a cool chat thing to be chatting about today. I wasn't expecting that to come up today. I got all kinds of stories. Like you said, when you work at a racetrack, you hear things and see things, and I got so many hospitality stories. And I'm just sort of pushing on the edge and turning it as I go around. This is a fairly flat stone anyway, because of the backing going up so high. Really nice. I did not know it had so much metal in it. Do a quick dry check here. Yeah, it is. It's got little metal speckles in it. Kind of cool. And this stuff up here, if anybody knows. So yeah, that's not bad. I think that's ready for the jam. Let's do a quick light over the stone. Not too bad. I don't see any big cracks or crevices, scratches. Okay, so we've got 4. Let's do the little one. It shouldn't take long. I gotta keep moving you. And my hands are getting cold, so I'm gonna watch out for being lazy. Ooh, look at that. The pump's working better. Look at that going. Problem is it gets closer to my phone. So I'm going to finish off the bigger ones here. But because it's getting colder, I'm going to start wearing off more of my finger, and we've already drawn blood for the day. Yeah, I don't know what the bits are. I wish I did. It's so it's odd to have in turquoise. I mean, usually greens around turquoise would be a veracite, which can be zinc induced, zinc or maybe even iron induced. Also, chromium will do it. So chromium is the green in emeralds, but I've never really heard of chromium in turquoise. I may be completely wrong. So I'm not sure what would bring that green out like that. $48. Huh. I don't know what mine would be at this point. This is turning out. I don't know what's going on. Now that I've polished it, it's looking better. So it almost looks metallic in here. That's very odd. dry. I don't know what's going on with that one. Do that one more time. These are really flat stones, very thin. Different. Oops. Alright. I'm going to have to do a little research on these two. They're doing things I haven't really seen before. That's the great thing about being out here and getting into the chat, and not only do I hopefully teach you guys a few things, or you learn a couple of little things from me cutting, whether it's me saying it or you just watching and observing, but it inspires me to go off and do research on certain things that I don't know about. And hopefully I can come back and share it a little bit, if I remember. And it's not about remembering what I read, but remembering to tell you about it. Alright, we're going to stay off of these tiny stones for the rest. I am starting to lean my arms on the water tray below here. Alright, pretty snazzy this. I wish you could see what I'm seeing. It's almost metallic. Alright, I would dry this more, but my shirt is soaking wet. It's a good question. So, I don't know if it makes a difference with the cerium. I don't see... Well, I think... it's a great question. So I think with the cerium, if it was really warm water, it may make a difference to certain materials that are soft, like a phosphate. But I don't do my phosphates or super soft materials with cerium because it tends to cloud it. So I really only cerium polish things that are pretty hard and that don't have too many features, as Ryan would say. So that's pretty good for dry. Got a little crevice right there, but that's okay. And then on the ZAM, I don't think it makes a difference, other than it will heat up the ZAM and spread the wax a little bit more. But you really don't want your stones to be wet when you ZAM with the wax. I like that. Alright. That's another one. So we're doing pretty good. Gonna go, I got 3 more to go. Maybe 4. And I'm gonna do them because I'd like to get them out of the way. They're part of my monthly stash or finishes, so I'd like to get them finished in December. I did go ahead and starting next month, I've got 12 new Riker cases, 14 by 11s, 14 by 8s, I'm sorry, that I'm going to start filling out with my monthly stones. Have them nicely displayed, or able to be nicely displayed. So this is the gaspiite that I did last week, and I love that it left these little chunks of dark goodness in here, whereas this side did not have it. I still have a bit of a... Let's get rid of... If I can find it. Sorry, I dropped it. Won't be a second. There you go. Alright, we got that back. But I need to do the back on this real quick, just to take that little saw mark out. Let me go over here. Didn't take much. That should do it. Alright, so there goes the saw mark. Some people don't care about the backs, so I kind of do. No, I would not. I would not. And I'm using my own SirRocksAlot logic. But mixing wax and water don't mix very well, I guess. I wonder if it would make the wax a little more cloggy. I may be completely wrong, and somebody may have this amazing technique of using warm water and zam on a special cloth from Peru made out of llama or something. I don't know. I don't know why I picked on the poor llama. But, and the one thing I haven't tried yet, and I want to smack myself in the back of the head for it. I've had some tin oxide from Dawn over at Diamond Pacific for a while, and I've got some canvas wheels, I've got some leather wheels, and I have not taken the time yet to do comparisons, because I know some of the materials I've been using, the tin would work really well. And I know Dave has a list of it somewhere. Sort of a Diamond Pacific list. Ow. And I got those 2 commissions. I was cutting out some label paper today to stick on the back of the stones, and man, they are tiny, and it's not going to be easy. The lapis may not be too hard, but I've got some angel skin coral that I got to work with, and I don't know how well I'm going to do it. We'll see. Usually I end up doing it by hand and doing it all on sandpaper, which is actually initially where my finger started this week. And I sand the top of a small cabochon of angel skin down, angel skin coral. I like this cat. And I must confess that actually I've been over to the Zam machine a few times with the stones wet. And I try to dry them. I do a gene pan dry kind of thing. But I've never tried it wet. Now, cerium you want to do wet, so. believe me, but my scared. Sorry about that. You ever seen the have you ever seen the prank where the bar stool drops and it looks like the seats come off and people end up sitting on top of the pole? I don't know what that just happened. It almost felt like my seat dropped and I did not know it was going to drop. I don't even know if it's meant to drop. That was a little scary. I also have this little project idea that I'm going to put this machine on top of a computer stand riser and be able to not only sit down to it but also stand with it. I don't think I've seen anybody do it, but we get them at work, so maybe that would help me and help the back a little bit rather than leaning over from this chair the whole time. Oh! Excuse my language. How did that just happen? Man. Doink. Alright. And that's not good. Alright. How am I going to keep the color that I want? How are we going to do this? I don't know if I can stretch you over there. Almost. Stretch. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna shape this up real quick, I think. Wow, that one hurt. That does not happen very often, where I get to the final wheel and then it breaks. I've never had that happen, I don't think. That. Let's see if I can make a shape real quick that's semi-pleasing. Wow, I can't believe that just happened. That was a really nice calf too. Oops, but it happens. That's the second one of the day though. I think what happened actually was I dropped the stone and it may have whacked the geyser, the metal geyser. And hey Josh, how you doing? I guess I let out a little bit of a cuss word, but nothing too bad. Most of it's polished, so really it's just about shaping it again. Let's see what we got. Now this one is trying to get away from me. Let's do a little. That's not terrible. Let's do this. Wow, that one hurt me a little bit, that one. I don't mean physically. That was going to be my, that was going to be my Christmas cab, but that just changed. Given gremlins, you make more gremlins. Thank you. No, I just said I don't cuss much. Doesn't do me any good. And it took me about that long to get over that. I might think about it one more time before I go to bed tonight, but yeah, happens. Whatever the reason was, it happened. So let's see if I can at least make it where it's not too noticeable. And I'm not one that when a cab breaks, I don't like when people just do a straight line. I mean, I understand it because usually it's done out of frustration. Or they take the stone and stick it in a bag and they're done with it. So we'll just make something new. So there you go. You wouldn't really know that broke off the top. We've been working for that stone for, I don't know, 2 weeks, week and a half, 2 weeks. And I did not expect it to go on that last wheel. Now, some of the times we were just talking about, the polishing wheel and stuff like that. If you get a stone too hot, I don't care what kind of stone it is, it can help things fracture out that are naturally there. So, but I don't think that was the case there. That was just, it may have been one of the times that it's flown out of my hands. I don't remember how many times it did fly out of my hands, if any. I think it did at least once. And sometimes with having these geysers underneath, it'll hit this geyser and put a little break in it. And people also put mats in their trays, which I don't have. So they just use little foamy, cheap, and I have it too. So I have all this stuff. Sometimes you don't put it in until it happens enough times so you can get upset. But, little drawer liners in your kitchen. The little foamy, cheap foamy kind that you get at Walmart. You're right, Suzanne, I do. And I will. I'll come back to the little piece another time. And it's pretty little, so I don't know if we'll use it. Boink. Yeah, and if I don't do something, personally me, Suzanne, if I don't do something with it now, it'll be in my brain until I do it. So I might as well get it over and done with now. And we're almost back to where we were. Just do a quick dry check. And lucky this is a fairly soft stone, so wow. Oh, are you kidding me? I don't know what happened, but it just happened again. So it's telling me it doesn't want to be that shape either. It's the whole stone starting to break up. Alright, well, that's never happened to me with this stuff before. I don't know if it was just completely cracked through, but We are now going to change shape one last time. Let me see if I can get something out of this. So now it's becoming a challenge. I think I know what I gotta do here. Definitely testing me. You can kind of see where I'm going. And if you don't mind, I'm gonna go over here for about 30 seconds with the light, just so I can see what I'm doing. And we'll be right back. I hope. Let's see if it goes again. Alright. Round that off. Round it off. Almost there. Right. This is, wow, okay. So we went from that big, beautiful tab to this. Let me see if I got my shape right. Almost. Not bad. Get a little more even. A little more. I am speed cabbing over here. Exactly. Happy little cushion cut. A little off. Hey, what it's trying to do is get down to my fingers is what it's trying to do. And if it goes again, then at least I've tried. Oh, that's why. So when you do that, that doesn't help. Pressing pretty hard and holding on for dear life. It's a little off. It's okay. Oh well. There it goes. Still a little wonky. Let me do this. Getting smaller. That's the fun thing with cushion cuts. You do one side and you're off a little bit. You do another side, you're off a little bit. And it takes a little while to bring it all in. Just there, I think. Right there. I don't know if you guys watch Netflix at all. I've been semi-binge watching The Diplomat. I hadn't watched it before. Brings back fond memories of home. In the countryside, anyway. Well, they always show it in the summertime when it's beautiful. And it's still long. Getting smaller, but not far off. I actually like that it's got the matrix still left in it. Yeah, I feel like some Benny Hill music right now. Or, yeah. My mom not wanting my dad to let us watch Benny Hill growing up. And the other ones, so the other two, there's Benny Hill, and then, I don't know if you guys know the two Ronnies, comedians that I grew up with, and also some of the old carry-on movies. They're called carry-on movies. So. Alright, well the top is polished already. Got a nice little cushion car. I'm afraid to go to these next two wheels. And actually, oh shoot, I just thought of something, but I'm going to keep quiet until we get through these next two wheels. I hear my pump getting dry again. Come on, you can do this. Let's get through this. Round it a little bit. Take off a little bit right there. I'm gonna get the height right. Not looking bad. I was gonna just right, my plan was to put a hole in the top and tie some nice leather to the top. So where do I put the hole? Okay. Square Chinese coin. have to do something that I really don't feel like doing, but it's got to be done. I got to round these corners just a tiny tad. Real delicate. That's one. Alright, that's two. Ooh, come on. That's three. Come on, you can do it. Three. Oh, shit. There you go again. Come on. Gonna make it even. Alright. What do you think? Not bad. Last one. I'm still gonna do the other stone. It's coming into a much longer live than I thought. Actually, some of the events are so long, it doesn't really feel like a live. It just feels like all hanging out. Watching it screw up a few things here and there. And they're not really screw-ups, they're really just things that happen. And I don't get too upset at them. It also depends on the material. A lot of life is how you react. Not bad. I mean, to come from that really small stone to get that, that's really nice. And now, well, now the piece that came off the original piece, I can almost fit them together. Alright, so that one's done. We're going to leave this one for the under one. So we've got something out of it. I got a little piece of Barrack Creek that I got to finish off. This one I've been waiting to do for too long. And it happens to be a cushion cut. And I didn't just pull that out because the other one, this was already out. But this one was on purpose. And shouldn't need too much. Some people like to go, I like to go upside down when I do cushion cuts. Once I've got the main shape to it. Only because the bottom is easier for me to see the straightness of it, and then the roundness of it is going to come naturally. So for me, it's about keeping that bottom base square or rectangular, whatever it is that your shape you're trying to come out with. And I can evenly roll it over the top. little bit of back and forth on this one around it. Good. On to the next one. Ooh, I need a little stretch. Oh, and I just got a message. There is gingerbread dough in the oven. Or maybe it's proofing. It's really proofing. But if it's proofing, it's not too far away. This is a little hint. If your partner cooks or bakes or anything like that, make sure you put on the right shows that give them inspiration. Like the British Baking Show. I'm a bit more of a Ramsay guy, but yeah, pull out the old British Baking Show. Make everybody happy. Give them that inspiration and motivation to go bake cookies. Giving my secrets away. Yeah, I think so. See what I end up doing, Ryan, I end up pushing too hard. And with this one I got to be careful because they do have some pretty sharp points on it, and putting sharp points into one of these softer wheels is not a good idea. Plus, you know, I worked 10 hours already today. I was up a little bit before 6 o'clock, and it's now what, 2:30, 6 or 8 o'clock, so yeah, I've been going for a good 14 hours. But I like to come out here on Thursdays because it is the end of my work week, and it's a good way for me to transition back into a good, healthy home life instead of bringing work out in the house. Which my work isn't too bad. I've built it in the years that I've been there to not be the most stressful place. Try to keep out of everybody's way and get our work done. And us and my little crew, we all get along really well, and we play well together. So yes, and then that also doesn't help when I'm going, you know, when I'm pushing so hard. And Ryan, you know, we know these things, but it doesn't stop us from doing them from time to time. The other thing I start doing is I start going one-handed, which I shouldn't. Alright, looking good. Go to the top one more time. And I'm going to do a scratch test, or dry test, before I do the final. And hopefully we're not going to find anything. So we came out pretty ambitious today. Anything I didn't get to with the Opal, which I need to reshape that a little bit anyway. And the other two pieces of turquoise on chopping sticks. Oh wow, okay. Okay, let's actually do a dry test. So this is only up to the 1200. And that's not dry, is it? Let's go dry. Actually got a decent polish on it already. Yeah, it's pretty good. This is now the longest live I've ever done. Let's get this 3000 and take another look at it. And I got one other piece to do, maybe two. The other two are turquoise. This won't take me long at all. I'm sure everybody's got stuff they need to go do. Thanks for joining. Thanks for hanging out for so long. A lot of the people from across the pond there and over in Europe have started to leave us. I mean, it is, what, 4 o'clock in the morning? No, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, so appreciate all of you that joined from over there. And obviously, as you go across Europe to Asia, people have dropped out there too, so it's pretty late. And you got our friends out in California who are just getting over tea time. Welcome in, everybody. Thanks, Mike Captiva. Thanks for hanging out for so long. Suzanne, thank you for... Yeah. Come back, join us again. I'll be here on Sunday, probably. And then again on Thursday. Really enjoyed all of you in the chat. I really did. So, thank you. Don't worry, we didn't drop that one. My din is ready. Yeah, thanks, Suzanne. Alright, that's good on that one. Got 2 more to go, and then we're going to hit the ZAM. We got this little one, the little piece of gaspiite, real tiny. Shouldn't take too long. Let's do this one first. Good. Nice little greenie. And a little black. It looks black, but it's actually got a blue, really dark blue color to it on the little dendrites on this. I don't know if you can see it. There you go. That'll take long on this one. do it. Sometimes you'll see my Turkish friends do one-handed. They do one-handed on a vertical lap. It's also good practice to roll it for opals. Oh well, I guess you know what, Robert's probably on already too. So. Yeah, no, Robert is over at Global Prospecting. Does some great opals. Super nice guy. I think he's doing some Australian opal tonight. So we'll get done with this in a second. I think what we're going to do is we're going to scroll this, and then we'll hit the ZAM station we're going to do the whole thing. Why not? Let's get these last couple of pieces done. Right. This one had some nice pyrite in it. Welcome in. Yeah, that's coming out good. That's coming out really good. This is just the last piece, and then we're going to head over to the ZAM and get that final polish on here. Get the back a little bit. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for joining. Thank you for looking. If you would subscribe, that'd be great. I go live on Thursdays and Sundays. Mostly in the early evening on Thursdays. And just after lunchtime on a Sunday. Standard Eastern Time. And yeah, do a whole bunch of different types of material. Turquoises, opals, agates, jaspers, petrified wood. Today we did a really nice horn coral. Came out pretty good. And we're going to finish polishing these up, and I'm going to go polish off some ginger snaps. This one's actually got a little bit of pyrite in it. Oops. It's rolling, turning, rolling, turning. This is a 3000 grit. Gives a pretty nice polish. Just to pull that finishing polish. So. Coffee probably. Hot black. Alright. That's that. Now I'm going to take these. One second. 7, 9, 10. Oh, we did Gemstone. That's a lot. Silent. This one I'm going to end up dopping and finishing off. It's actually a really nice color and a really nice stone. Let's head over to the sand station. Hopefully I don't lose here. Oop. Put it right over here. Oop. If you've been here this whole time, you guys are champs. I love milk, but I don't drink as much milk as I used to. And not by choice, I don't know. I haven't been drinking as much milk. I eat ice cream from time to time, so. Alright. Few to do. Hopefully I still got 10 from walking over. Probably need to dry these, but we're going to do these. Alright, here we go. So let's turn this on like that. Give it a little charge. So this is SAM chromium aluminum oxide wax is what it is. So that's why it's green, is the chromium in there. And it works really, really well on phosphates. Alright, let's light the charge. Let me get a quick dry towel. Like this. We're going to start with the block, because I know this comes out really nice. So just do a quick wipe. Welcome in, everybody. You're just in time for the finishing. And it's got a pretty good polish on from the 3000, but I usually start on the back. I know this polishes well. Excuse me. Yep, sand. Alright, so this is just a quick back polish. Look at the polish on that. Shimmery, shiny. And then, so I usually do a test on the back like that, and then I'll go on the edges. So I'd rather fix the back than have to fix the face. I have been told that I should probably get a motor that is a little bit quicker than this. So I have to go by Harbor Freight. I think they have one on that's an adjustable speed. And that would be pretty cool to have. I think it's an 8-inch though. But to have a motor with an adjustable speed would be great. It's actually not a motor. It's a two-wheel grinder. And I would just swap out the grinding wheels for puffing wheels. Alright, so look at this one. This one's for Shell Bell. Just really nice stuff. Love this material. Love it, love it, love it. So just get in. And get a quick picture. And there we go. Alright, that's one. Let's do a little one. There's The last one we did, so you can see it's a little dull. Let's see how she polishes up. Gotta hold on tight, it's tiny and thin. Oops. Yeah, worked hard tonight on this one. This is the longest we've gone on a live, so thank you. Thanks for keeping me going in the chat there. Yeah, I do have a, so I have a multiple pulley, like a step pulley, I guess you would call it. It's got like 3 or 4, and I just can't get it off the old motor. The old motor won't give it off. Won't let go. So that polished up pretty good. And yeah, I mean the motor I was looking at Harbor Freight was, it's kind of in the budget. Budget's tight lately. Let's give this one a quick polish. But I think it's $119. And it goes from, I think it was, I want to say 1750 to 3400 RPM. And like all the motors I have are like motors I've picked up at estate sales and yeah, estate sales and sales from the garage, because not everybody goes straight to the garage, nor do they take the time to take an old motor and rewire it. Because usually the ones I've got, the wires, the plastic on the wiring that comes out of the housing is usually cracked right there. Same thing that happens with our power cords for our phones. Alright. That's pretty good. There we go. That looks pretty nice. And the metal came out really good too. I don't know if you can see it flashing right there. Alright, looking good. What are we on? 3? Let's do the other one that's similar to that one. Dry that off. It's a pretty stone. Yeah, I still got to do that cushion cut. So polishing the cushion cut is going to be interesting because it's got those nice sharp little edges on the corners. Hey, Steven. Yeah, but you missed all the fun. Cracking stones, breaking stones, flying stones, rolling stones. And that joke's more funny to me than you guys understand. One day, I'll tell you guys. No, it wasn't the Opal. I'm, in fact, now that you say, I'm going to leave the Opal alone till tomorrow or the weekend. No, it was a big piece of gaspiite. It turned into a little piece of gaspiite. But I wanted to be a cushion cut, so get this edge right here. I've been talking to Aaron Small and Dave a little bit, but actually it's not melting the stone, but it is changing the outer, very, very outer surface of the stone um, through fast polishing and heat. Not applied heat, just heat made from the polishing itself. This one's good too, I like that one. So I'm trying to learn a little bit more about that. Alright, so this is the giant piece of gaspiite that is now, boink, little bitty cushion cut. Wow, somebody got zapped. Welcome in, trolls. You are welcome to come in and get zapped. Zapping is fun. So everybody welcome. I'm going to make sure I don't lose a corn. Ooh, I thought I lost it for a second. I think a moth flew by. Alright, this is getting shinier, so it's getting harder to hold on to. I'm trying, Ryan. I almost lost it. Alright, so far so good. Those fingers are getting harder to hold on to stuff. Hey, Baby Shark. Welcome in. Oh, there goes Baby Shark. I didn't know what Baby Shark did wrong. Nope, Freckle Cat got them. Might just be that she doesn't like the song. $86,000 seconds. Does anybody know how much that is in minutes? Alright, here we go. Polished up really nice, actually. Oh, no. There you go, thank you. Not what I was expecting. Not too bad. Could have been worse. I'm glad I pushed through it, though. And let's see. Just 4 more to go. Let's do this little one, and then we'll do the last. This one's kind of neat. Really thin. Different little. Let's see if we can get close on this. Let me see if we can do this. Let's see what we can see in here. Because I don't know if you can see what I can see. But that's pretty metallic in there. Just this top area here. Yeah, there you go. Kind of like that. Very neat looking. Let's back it back out. I don't know how long. I don't know. My brain's not working at this point. And my math brain's pretty good, but it's not working at this point. Yep. I don't know. I don't share the gingers very much. Oh, bollocks! All right. That one was like a line drive and went like 4 meters that way. So that's the little one gone. Let's go to something I can keep a hold of. Oh, goodness. I kind of got a direction on it. It went straight back, but it went And most people would quit at this point. Alright, oh shit. Alright. So this is polishing up way better than I thought. And luckily so, because I didn't do my back test first. So, as long as I get through this guy, I'll be happy. But that little one, I mean, it went, I think it hit the backboard over there, but it was a full-on home run over the fence, up into the second tier, and maybe over the roof. And I'm hoping it just went up in that second tier and bounced off the wall up there. That's what I'm hoping. But I think that's my longest hit ever. Well, you guys got me distracted with this silly with gingerbread cookies, ginger snaps. I started thinking about ginger snaps. Alright, this guy turned out really good. Polish on here is fantastic. So, very happy with it. It's so slippery, it's ready to fall out of my hand. Alright, that guy's good. Two more. One could be a little suspect because we got corners on this one. Alright, here we go. Let's do the back first for the test. This is Burr Creek. Burrow as in B-U-R-R. It's not as shiny as I was hoping. So it may be reacting. So B-U-R-R-O-W. So you kind of see the polish there. Even if it is reacting, I can repolish this on the 3000, but I'll let you know. No, that's fine. I just didn't polish the back very much on this one. Oops. I gotta hold on. Okay. Hold on. And on each side, holding on. Now the people coming in just think I'm a little nutty. Hold on. Sound like I'm at a rodeo. Holding on. Oh, my cowgirl. Alright. That way. One more. Okay. Let's have a look. Yeah, that came out nice. Shiny. I like this stone. And it's flat, but it's a good flat. So it's a really nice stone. I like that one. Alright, one last one to go. And hopefully I can hold on to this one because it's a chunker. So, horn coral, and it came out really nice. Never polished this before, so I don't imagine that the duller areas right there are going to polish up too well, but I know that orangey red is going to polish up. Yeah. Nutty's okay. think everybody should be a little bit nutty. Otherwise, you're too serious. And if you're too serious, that's just too serious. Very happy with this. So, just Sandy, if you're out there, thank you. We're always thinking about you. And I need to reach out and say hi. This came out great. Very happy with this. See, even polished that a little bit. So, yeah, very happy with that. And that is it, my friends. Some ups, some downs, some breakages, some frowns, some flyers, and I would pick these up and show them to you, but that ain't gonna happen because we'll end up losing it. So let me just pull you out like this. Do a quick pick like that. No. Okay, it's been silly now. Well, it is telling me that it must be time. Boink. One last one. All right. Thank you all so much. Really appreciate you. Thanks for getting me through this one. There's some really ups and downs, and that's just part of doing lapidary and the enjoyment of doing lapidary. And so yeah, thank you. Hey, special captain, but yeah, you do. Sam is in the house. You don't know Sam? This is Sam, Specialty Captain Black Block on Etsy. He is the maker of this material. And super, super nice guy. Super, super nice guy. I don't usually say that twice. So, thanks, Steven. Thanks, Ryan. Thanks for getting me through this. Suzanne, Beth, Miss Freckle Cat. Yeah, I've got some more stuff coming. Well, I have some more stuff already, Sam. I'm always looking for more. What was I going to ask you about? I forget what it was that I was going to ask you about. Oh, Gaspia. I didn't know if you had any more Gaspia. And thank you, Baby Shark. Who else we have? We had my Captiva was in, so thank you. We had visitors from across the pond, so Scott was in. And yeah, thank you all. We will see you in the next one. I'll be back on Sunday for sure. And you all have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy your time with your family and friends. Find yourself some ginger snaps and a glass of milk. And yeah, it's holiday season. So see you in the next one. Love you. Take care of each other. And most of all, take care of yourselves. Cheers. Bye, Sam. Thanks for popping in. We'll be live on Sunday. I should have some more. All right. Bye now.